Okay, we're all done with honing and cleaning. So these are the cylinders. Should cross hatch in there. So they're nice and smooth, but thumbnail will catch on the grooves a little bit. Decided to go a little bit flatter honing profile in this job because it's going to be more of a lower RPM deal and plenty of time for the oil to get up and down. So more oil control and a relatively smooth finish too. And then the cases here, I went ahead and got that bearing race there. Looks like that one's all cleaned up 100%. This one looks pretty good also. So they look pretty good. I didn't measure these yet, so I don't know what they are. So to measure them, I gotta do a little bit of work. So I'm gonna get our dial bore gauge out here. There's a wrench and a half. So I gotta change the anvil on this. And I got my checking standard around here somewhere. Either this one or this 3/8. Inch and a half is our setting standard. So I go ahead and set this up. So I know what I got. And I know what size the hole is. Within a tenth. Which is what we're after. Alright. So this is our standard here we're going to use to check it with. So this has to be swapped out. Right now I have the 1/6 in here. So pull out the anvil here. Make sure you get all the washers. So you got all the washers stacked up on your anvil here. So we're going to switch over to the 1/400 anvil. We need to get up in this 1.5 inches, so we're going to go ahead and put the big spacer back in there, and I think that's the only one I need. We'll leave those out just in case. Put our anvil back in there like that. Now not to retain it. And we should be set for 1/500. That's a 1/400 mandrel. And we take out our setting standard. It's called ring gauges, ring masters, a lot of names for these things. Bore standard, whatever you want to call it. Basically you put this inside of that and you zero out your dial. And how come that looks like we're not even close? I am not even in the ballpark. Why am I not in the ballpark? 1.5 inches. Did my anvils get mixed up on me? Yes, they were. Looks like I had the small one in it already, so that means I did something I was using a small hole before. Okay. There's a spacer in there. That puts it 1/500. Should be anyway. Try it again. Well, this time looks a lot better. So I don't know if you can see the dial, but it's on the dial. Rotate the dial around to 0. And just changes with temperature. Okay, it appears to be the correct parts. Put away the stuff you're not using so you don't lose all this stuff. Okay, back this up a little bit. So basically we need to zero out our checking standard here. standard bore gauge. Make sure you're straight up and down. Turn the standard around, make sure it's good. Okay, we're right in the middle of the 0, so we're right at 0. This is at room temperature, so everything is equal to the same temperature, which means it's accurate. If you change the temperature 10 degrees, this will change. Okay. Now we know the rollers are a half dial under. We don't know what the main shaft is. So for now we're going to take our, just see what we got for our bore gauge, what our size is right now initially. And right now we're at 1 over. Blow this up a little bit, you can see better maybe. So we're right at 10, 10 and a half. Down here where I can see it. Right at 11. Drop it down a little bit, see how far out it is, and it goes further down I go, the more taper it has, and it's got a lot of taper in it. That's not what you want to really see, but that's not good. Check it here, 1 thou there, maybe 9.5. So 1/10 and a half out around, which isn't too awful bad. But there's our taper. So that thing is funnel shaped. Right down to the end, 2 thou. Couple thousands. It's a lot. So, the honing mark, you can see a change in the hone. The color kind of changes through here in the middle a little bit. I'm assuming from here out is where it gets real big. So, the honing, where I was honing was from here to here is where I was honing. This here never hit because it's way oversized out there. And you can see that hard line right there, right on the edge of my finger. That's where things go out off the end of the stone. So that's taper. It was probably been tapered from day one. They probably used a lapping mandrel. Why am I blowing up so much? So lapping mandrel, use lapping compound to go in and out. When you put lapping compound in, you go into a hole. The lapping compound is really coarse when it first goes in the hole, and it breaks up as it gets in deeper. So you keep putting new stuff on it and go in the hole. It makes the outside bigger, and the inside where it's worn out, lapping compound, it's smaller. So it makes it like that, which is what we have over here. That's why I hate lapping. I can never get a good hole with a lapping compound. Sun and hones, the stone goes up and down evenly how it's made, and it's a lot easier to get a straight hole. You can still get a tapered hole with them too, but you can compensate. Lapping compound, it's kind of a little different thing. So this race looks fine for what it is, but whoever put it in there screwed it up, and it's still screwed up. So it needs to be replaced. Now this other one looks like it's probably got the same issue because you can see that color change. Like from here down, it kind of changes its color a little bit. And you see how this one comes up like this, a little bit like an eyebrow. So that could be the same issue with this one. The hole will leave kind of a pattern in there too that will be flat and true, but it's, see now that one's tapered and this one looks pretty even about this far down. It's different color. I bet you this has the same issue. So, let's see what we got here. So this one is 6/10 up, 12 right there, and 19 way down there. So we're 6 or so this way, looks like about 7, and then it just drops like a rock right down to 18, 19 again. So the same problem's going on with this hole as the other one. A lot of taper. It's round, but a lot of stinking taper. So both races are junk because they were made wrong to begin with. So whoever put this motor together didn't really know what they were doing. They weren't checking the hole as they went. You know, you can get a round hole and straight hole with lapping compound if you're really careful. I don't have much luck doing it. I can't get within half a thou. But 2 to 2.5 thousandths of taper is not very good. It is round within 1.5 tenths, which is usable on a main bearing, but the taper is very bad. So the bearings are going to wear only on the inside edge of the bearing. So it's only going to wear right here on the roller. It's not going to wear all the way across the whole face. So that's the problem you run into. So you put that in there like that. Now if the main shaft on this was standard, which would be 1 inch, these bearings were a half a thou undersized, so that's an extra thou of clearance. So let's say you want a 1 thou clearance, that would be your clearance. The problem is this hole was a half a thou over, so that means your clearance is a half a thou bigger than it should be, assuming everything else is the same. So you'd be at 1.5 thou instead of half a thou, or instead of 1 thou. I mean. So that's how you check your clearances. The other ones are the same diameters. You have the same issues going on. So you could put this all together with these in there. It would work. It'd be nice and loose, so you won't have to worry about it sticking. It'd be pretty free running, but it's going to wear prematurely on the edge of the rollers and on the race, and it will cause a lot of unit loading right there. And if you keep wearing real heavy in one spot, eventually it's going to wear it out and start flaking. So you won't get your full life out of things. It'll run though. So what you don't know don't hurt you. They obviously didn't know this was all screwed up, so it didn't hurt them. Hurt the guy that bought it though. So 200 miles we got a lot of junk. Okay, I'm going to knock off that casting flash right there. I didn't see that earlier. Big chunk sitting right there waiting to just fall off in your motor. I got to do a little more deburring right here. It's a little bit sharper than I like, even though I already deburred it once. It's a little bit sharp when you pick the case up. Okay, so I'm going to have to put new races in here, hone them to size. New cam bearing's got to be put in it. New idler bush and maybe a new idler shaft. We'll see what the customer wants to do. Alright, that's it for now for a few days.